It's Mrs. Calvi here. Just going to do a quick reminder as to how to solve equations. So if I have the problem x plus 5 is equal to 10, our goal is always to get the variable by itself. Right now, it is an addition problem, so we have to remember to do the opposite operation to get rid of this plus 5. So we are going to subtract 5 on both sides to get our variable by itself. So let's go ahead and do that. Subtract 5. A positive 5 and a negative 5 cancel out. We have our x by itself. That's what we wanted. And now we're going to do 10 minus 5, which is 5. And x is equal to 5. Now to check to see if you are correct, you're just going to plug this value in for x into the original equation. So 5 plus 5 should equal 10. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 is equal to 10, so I know my answer is correct. Now, when you are actually putting your answer into your Go formative sheet, make sure you are using your variable. You should have x is equal to 5, or the variable, whatever the variable it is that they're using. Okay, so this was solving an addition equation. So let's try a subtraction equation. Okay, so let's say we had 20 is equal to r minus 3. Okay, my variable's on the right side, but my rules don't change. I still want to get rid of what's on the same side as my variable, which is a minus 3. So we have to do the opposite operation, which is plus 3. So we're going to add 3 to both sides. A negative 3 and a positive 3 cancel out. That becomes 0. We're left with our variable. Now we're going to do 20 plus 3, which is 23. You would always write it with your variable on the left side, so r is equal to 23. To double check to make sure you're correct, you're going to plug that 23 back into the original equation. So 23 minus 3. 23 minus 3 ends up equaling 20. 20 is equal to 20. We know our answer is correct. All right, so that was solving a subtraction equation. Now let's try solving a multiplication equation. Okay, so let's say we had 7y is equal to 28. So this is multiplication because when we have a number or a numeral next to a variable, that's multiplication. To solve, we're going to do the opposite. The opposite of multiplication is division. So we're going to go ahead and divide both sides by what we want to get rid of. We want to get rid of that 7 because we want our variable by itself. Okay, so these 7's cancel. I'm left with y is equal to 28 divided by 7. 28 divided by 7 is equal to 4. Now we're going to go ahead and plug in to see if that works out. So if we were to plug 4 in for our y, we would get 7 times 4 is equal to 28. Well, 7 times 4 is 28. 28 equals 28. We know our answer is correct. All right, now let's try a division equation. Okay, so if I had x divided by 5 is equal to 6. Now, this is a division problem. The opposite of division is multiplication, so we're going to use multiplication to solve. So I'm going to multiply both sides by what I want to get rid of. My pen's not working. Okay, so I'm multiplying both sides by what I want to get rid of, which is the 5, because I want my variable by itself. So I'm multiplying both sides by 5. These 5's cancel. My x is by itself. 6 times 5 is 30. I'm going to go and check my answer by plugging back in 30 for x. So if I do 30 divided by 5, we're going to see if that equals 6. Well, 30 divided by 5 is 6. 6 is equal to 6. I know my answer is correct. Okay, now I just wanted to show you one other problem. If you have a fraction with a variable to get rid of it, that's where we're going to use our reciprocal. We did one of those last week, but let's try one of those. Okay, so if we had, let's say, 2/3 x is equal to 4/5. Now, if we have a fraction next to a variable, we want to get rid of the fraction by multiplying both sides by its reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 2/3 is going to be 3/2. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 3/2. These will cancel out, and then I'm going to have x by itself, which is what I want. Now I'm just going to multiply my numerators across, multiply my denominators across, and then we always have to simplify all the way down, okay? So 4 times 3 is equal to 12. 5 times 2 is equal to 10. Well, I noticed that these are both even, so I know I can simplify them by cutting them in half. So half of 12 is equal to 6, and half of 10 is equal to 5. Now, this is an improper fraction. If you have an improper fraction, you should automatically change your answer into a mixed number. So this is saying 6 divided by 5. So 6 divided by 5. 5 goes into 6 one time. 1 times 5 is 5. We're going to be left with 1. So our final answer is 1 1/5 for our final answer. So x is equal to 1 1/5. Okay, so don't forget, when you have a fraction next to a variable, to get rid of that fraction, multiply by its reciprocal on both sides. Okay, I will talk to you soon.